Now, way back when, you may remember this, if we switch over to our Gravit tips. In part 3, I made the one purple collection of squares. And in part 10, I showed you how to control the stroke to get effects you want. Now we're going to do something a little different here. I'm going to zoom in on this so we can see what we're doing a little better. And then select the outer stroke. Now we're going to build, you saw that array of rectangles. We're going to abut the large square up against another one. And I want the stroke to be 1 pixel, or to appear to be 1 pixel, because these are going to sit next to each other. If I put a border on there and click the plus sign, change the color from black to white, and we can use these swatches here, and then make sure in the settings that this is set to the center, right here, the center. So I've covered this, and if you haven't done those other ones, it's probably good because I go into more detail that I'm not going to go into here. Now I'm going to click here, and I want to select these 4 inner squares. So I'm going to hold down Shift and click, click, click. Now I have all 4 of these selected, and I want to add a border, and click on the plus sign, change the black to white, but then change the position. See how it defaulted to somewhere else. It defaulted to the inside. I'm going to change it to the outside. Okay. This is one of those flavor by taste, but I played around with this, and this is what I liked. You can play with that, but you need to know, you need to understand how these things work. And again, I covered that in part 10, I believe was the part. Now, with these 4 squares, not the outer one, I want to add a drop shadow in here. I don't want one in the outer one. So now under Effects, see Effects right here, I'm going to go down to Drop Shadow and click on the plus sign over here. And I'm going to change the X and Y to 3, 3, and I'll lower that blur a little bit, maybe to 3, 2. We're not looking at this at actual size, so we're not, oh, that says 32, geez. We're not really seeing this at actual size. Lower this opacity a little bit too. Took it down to 44. Let's hit Command 1. That's what it looks like at actual size. Okay, we're zoomed in on this. So Gravit, and you see when we went in too far, it disappears. So I'm going to hit Command minus, and you can see it pops back up again. So there's a display glitch in Gravit. But for right now, that's how you add the stroke and the drop shadow to get started. Now, I may fiddle with this and change this, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to let that sit. And you might say, hey, I can kind of see a faint drop shadow there. Well, yeah, these are 30% opacity. So yes, these transparent squares are creating an inner drop shadow, or the illusion of an inner drop shadow. We're seeing the illusion that this is floating above the surface of this, and this is floating above this, and you see the little three-dimensional semi-illusion that's created here. Let's come back and replicate these, because there's a shortcut here that'll help you do this more quickly than rebuilding it 4 more times.